Hi guys, I can see the four of you are on already. Hi Jazz. So you guys can pop on your videos if you want. Today's call is going to be interactive. So it's really helpful to be able to see each other. Let me just make this full screen. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm still playing around with Zoom a little bit. I used to use GoToWebinar, but Zoom seems so much easier until I have to actually do it. So who have we got on tonight? Let's have a look. Myself, Jazz, Jade, and Jennifer. So we are going to get straight into it because we've got 40 minutes on tonight's call to cover so much content. Hi. Crystal, awesome. Hi, Crystal.
Hello.
So we've got 40 minutes to cover a lot of content tonight, and I want to help you guys identify and get through and actually plan as many goals as you possibly can. So yeah, you guys can use the chat if you want to just introduce yourself and you know why you're doing this goal setting workshop tonight. Some of you are really familiar with setting goals. You know, you're in business for yourself, or you're part of communities or mind body soul challenges where we do focus a lot on goal setting and smart goal setting. But for some of you, I know this is a pretty a relatively new topic as well. So this will be a very interactive call. I will be getting you to write things, to fill things out. We'll be doing things on timers, and there will be question and answer. So hopefully you guys are ready for that. So let me know if you're ready to get started.
Sounds good.
Awesome. So what we're doing tonight is called a passion planner, and it's something I do every 2 months for the last 3 years, and it's really helped me achieve everything that I have. It's a lot of fun. It's a very different way of looking at goals, maybe from what you've seen before. But I find this way is really good because it's easy to set a goal, like make a goal like I'm going to reach the next promotion within my company, or I'm going to buy an investment property, and you can put a date on it like everyone tells you to. I mean, what is it? A goal without a date is just a dream. So it's not actually something that's going to happen. It's just a wish kind of thing. So everyone says to put a date on it. But what happens between setting the goal and putting a date on it is, and then you're like, well, what next? What happens next? What do I actually do? I've set the goal. So what this does is takes you right through from a goal, right through to actually, all right, what do I need to do tomorrow and the day after and the day after to achieve it? So let's get started. What we're going to do first is you're going to get a blank piece of paper. So hopefully you've all got a notepad and a pen because you'll definitely need those two. So if you haven't got those two, run and grab it now. But you're going to need a fresh, probably about an A4 size, to be honest, is going to be good, and a pen. And what you're going to do is we're going to set a timer for 5 minutes. And the next 5 minutes, I want you to imagine that this piece of paper is magical, just like you were a little kid again. And I want you to write down, you know, anything that you want, anything that pops into your head. And I want you to pretend and imagine that anything you write down is going to come true within a designated timeline. We'll have like 3 years, 6 months, whatever on there. I want you to pretend that this piece of paper is absolutely real. So if time and money were no object, it was a magic piece of paper and everything you write on it was going to come true like a fairy godmother, that's what I want you to write down. So think of it as a wish list describing your ideal life. Ask yourself, if I could be anything, do anything, or have anything, what would I be? Write every single thing that comes to mind and be specific as possible. So maybe you want maybe you want a brand new car. I'm just trying to think of like brand new cars that have come out. I don't even know. So you want one of the brand new i30s or whatever it is. If that's your dream car, don't just put I want a brand new i30. Put I want a brand new silver i30 with sat nav. Like get specific as possible. And lastly, do not feel the need to be realistic or justify your dreams. You just need to write it down. You don't ever have to show this to anyone. Stop thinking about what you should want, all right? Or stop thinking about what you shouldn't want. Like, I shouldn't want a Range Rover because that's a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a car. Screw that. Just write down whatever you want. Whatever you want. So I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. And what you want to do is set out your page like this. So you want to have on your wish list with today's date. So these are kind of things that you want pretty fast. You've got 3 months, 1 year, and then 3 years and lifetime. So you can do it the opposite way around, where you just write anything you want on a piece of paper and then you go back with highlighters, one for 3 months, one color for 3 years, and do it that way. But I find this way is a lot more effective for a situation like this where we are moving through it quite fast. So that's what we're going to start with. You've got lifetime, 3 years, 1 year, 3 months, and your wish list. So I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. We're going to get started. If you've got any questions, just unmute and yell them out and I'll answer. But like I said, we are moving pretty fast tonight. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Have you guys all got your papers set up? Ready? I can't see anyone's video, so I can't see you guys nodding. You've got to put your videos on and nod for me or pop it in the chat. Are you guys ready to go? Yeah, Crystal's ready. All good? Jade, are you ready? All right, we're going to get going anyway. So I'm setting the timer now. You've got 5 minutes to write absolutely anything you could possibly want out of life. It can feel really hard at the start. I think, oh my God, what do I actually want? But just imagine like you're a little kid. It's a magic piece of paper and it will grant you any wish. right, guys, so there's 1 minute left. Let me know if you're going to need a little bit more time on this one. All right, and we're all done. How did you guys find that? Was that harder or easier than you thought it was going to be? You can just unmute and share, or you can pop it in the chat. So I know the first time I did this, I found it, I was like nothing. I couldn't write down anything for like the first 3 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's like it just flowed out, and I was like completely rambling. I couldn't even read my own handwriting. It all just came out so hard. So yeah, Jenny it was good. Jade found it really hard, and Crystal, I'm finding myself rambling a little bit with so many thoughts. Yeah, that's how I felt as well the first time I did it. And each time I've done it since, it's got kind of easier to formulate what I'm thinking. But yeah, the first time it can be pretty exciting, which is good. All right, so we are going to move on to the next stage now. So you guys, however far you are with this, you can always come back and do more and more and more. This session is going to be recorded as well, so you can come back and check it out and keep filling it and give yourself some more time too. All right, so the next step that we're going to do is actually prioritize, because that's, you know, the most important bit really. So what you're going to do is, now with your piece of paper, you've probably got lots, you know, crazy written all over it. What we're going to do now is actually go back, and for each of the 4 sections, I want you to circle the most important goal that would have the most positive impact on your life within each of those sections. So for the next 3 months, I want you to go and find in the 3-month section the goal that's going to have the most positive impact in your life, and then do the same for a year, 3 years, and 1 year, because there's going to be one goal in each of those sections that really stands out as kind of like the most important one for you. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm going to set a minute, and you can have a little bit of a time to think about it. So yes, I'm going to set the timer for a minute, and we're going to go and do that. You might already know what yours is, and it might take a little bit of time to think about it if you're not so sure yet. So let's set that for a minute. Should be able to just count in my head, shouldn't I? But all right, let's do that. Ready and go. So choosing the most important, the most impactful goal out of each section. Nearly there. Have you guys all got yours? All right. So hopefully you were able to select a game changer for each of those sections. Let me know if you guys need some more time on that. So yeah, hopefully right now you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and I hope you're actually a little bit scared and probably a little bit, you know, freaking the fuck out about it, but that's good. This is good. You want to be scared because your goals are important, and they should scare the hell out of you, because that means you're on the right track and you're trying something new and you're pushing out of your comfort zone. So it's okay to feel a bit scared right now at this point, to look at that and go, well, that's a great magic piece of paper, but how am I going to make that happen? That's exactly how I want you to feel. A little bit overwhelmed and a little bit terrified. and then we're going to move on to the next section. So what we're going to do now, these are the 4 goals that you are going to prioritize. So you want to think of them as the most important destinations in your life right now. Sorry, my computer's doing something. Only a little bit terrified. Yeah, you can feel absolutely, completely shaking, terrified at this point, but it's good. So yeah, these are the 4 goals that you're going to prioritize. Think of them as the most important destinations in your life right now. Now what we're going to do is create a passion plan to map out how to actually get there. All right, so I'm not going to make you set a goal, put a date on it, and then like, oh, go do it now. We're actually going to map out how to get there. So a passion plan is really a mind map that visually breaks down your goals into steps that are specific, that are actionable, measurable, and time sensitive as well, which is super important. There's some law from some old guy that says, and I don't know his name, but it's true, about if you give yourself a week to do something, it'll take a week. If you give yourself 2 hours to do something, it'll take 2 hours, which completely makes sense. And we've all been there before, haven't we? Like queen of procrastination over here. So yeah, we're going to make sure our goals are really time sensitive. So creating our passion plan. So your passion plan game changer is the goal that would have the most positive impact in your life right now. So some of you might already know exactly what that is on your big mind map. There's a goal that is scary and terrifying and it's really standing out for you. That's probably the one. If you're unsure of which one to pick, think about it in this terms. Like if I want to, my big lifetime goal is to have 10 investment properties, right? And this might not be relevant to you at all, but if that's my big type of goal, but I know to do that first, I have to recruit 20 new people into my Herbalife business. So I'm not going to get the 10 investment properties without recruiting the new people, which is in turn going to grow my business, which is going to create me more income, which I can use to invest in property, right? So recruiting 20 new frontline, that's kind of my first goal. Or your first goal to going on your dream holiday and wearing that beautiful white bikini that you saw, if that's your lifetime goal and you know you have to lose 10 kilos first, losing 10 kilos is going to be your first goal. Does that make sense? I hope you let me know, pop it in the chat if you need me to go over anything. So what I want you to choose is your game changer. What's the thing right now that is going to be the massive catalyst for change in your life? What is it going to be? Congratulations, number 1, for being on this workshop, because that's a game changer already. So what we're going to do is put that right in the middle. Your game changer. Okay, and you've already got an example of one of the first things you've got to do is complete your first passion roadmap, which you're doing right now. So you want to write down your game changer, and then you need to put a due date on it. This might be because most of us choose our 3-month game changer. You might want to put the due date for 3 months. So what would that be today? January, February, March, 4th of March? Would it be the 4th of March or be the 4th of April? I'm so bad at this type of thing. It would be the 4th of April, wouldn't it? 3 months? No. 4th of March.
Yeah, it'd be the 4th of April.
Is it 4th of I don't know.
April.
You've got to put a date which you feel comfortable in. It's 3 months ahead. And that's kind of the maximum amount of time you want to put on this one. Awesome. April. Okay, cool. You do not need to be smart to have a cranking business at all. So you need to set your due date on it. That's really, really important. Then what we're going to do is simply write the goal into your 3-month section if you don't have no idea. What we're going to do is set a timer for 5 minutes again, and you're going to write down every single necessary step you must take or any task you must complete to get you to that goal, and the more detailed the better. So you want to connect each one, like you can see with the line there on the roadmap, you want to connect each thought or task to the original game changer. That's kind of like how you make it all intertwine. So you guys can start writing. I'm going to set the timer and give you a few examples, but say I wanted to recruit 20 new frontlines to my business. I would have to research recruiting. I would have to go down to the library and take out any recruiting books I could find on network marketing or marketing in general. I would have to book a call with my mentor to talk about goals. I would have to getting really specific, I would have to message her to book a time to have a call. So booking a time with her would be completely separate to having the call. Those are two separate things I would need to do. I would need to, make sure I have a paper diary for the year. These all little things like that. I would need to check my schedule. I would need to communicate my goals to my partner or my husband or, whoever you have there. Everything that you would need to do to get there. I would need to write a list of people I would love to work with. There's so many different, break it down to all the little things you need to do. If you wanted to reach your goal weight, you might need to sign up for a gym. You might need to research what gyms are in your area. You might need to call gyms. You might need to call your local fit club. You might need to, and then you've got to have the appointments at all those gyms. Then you've got to decide which one. You really need to break it down into each tiny little bit. Maybe if you decide you want to lose 10 kilos, you want to make a vision board. You need to order your Herbalife program, whatever it is you need to do to break it down step by step by step. Need to buy new activewear. Sometimes that's what gets people's mojo going, a couple of new Lorna Jane pieces and suddenly they're a fitness expert. Like, you got to do what you got to do. So we've got 5 minutes to write down every possible thing you can think of to help you reach that goal. Every tiny little thing you might need to do. And go. So halfway through, guys. Get specific as you need to do. My first one, when I had to buy a paper diary, right next to it, I wrote, buy really, really cute pink highlighters and buy a really nice pen that glides, the glidey ones that are just so satisfying to write with. That was something I had to do. It was going to help me get to my goal. You do what you got to do. Got 1 minute left to go. Awesome. Well done. How did that feel? How did you guys find that? Interesting, hard, overwhelming? Yeah. That's good. Jade, how is it going for you? All right, so we're going to move on to the next step now. Like I said, you guys can come back and work through this slower if you want, because you'll get a recording of it. Or you can go back when you've, your goals change as well. Goals can change from 1 week to the next. You might have an epiphany, a couple of weeks down the track and go, my God, how could I be so silly? Of course, this is what I want to do with my life. And you can come back and do this all over again. So what we're going to do next is assign due dates for each of these tasks by estimating the amount of time that's needed to complete them. So you want to be specific with this and indicate how much by, how many minutes or by when. So for example, and you can start doing this now, but, for me, buying a paper diary, that was probably going to take 20 minutes to go down to the shops, buy a diary and come back. So I would write next to get a paper diary, 20 minutes. If it was research recruiting videos online, that was probably going to take me about 2 to 3 hours. So I wrote 2 to 3 hours. Calling my coach to book a call with her, 30 seconds, so you want to just put a number down next to everything you need to do, and just estimate how much time is needed to complete them. We're going to do this really quickly, so it's just going to be a minute, because it's pretty straightforward. You guys kind of know how long something's going to take you. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's set a time or a date to each of them that's important to you. Like, you might not know exactly how long it's going to take to sign up to a gym. You might, designate an entire day, 6 hours, to go and visit multiple gyms and check them all out. But you might put a date on joining a gym. You might set yourself, a week. I want to be signed up to a new gym within a week. Or I want to, written a new recruiting script in the next half an hour after I get on this call. So, you can set either specific minutes, how long it's going to take, or, the date. Cool. So when you guys have done that, the next thing that we're going to be doing is creating a timeline. So what you're going to do then is look over each task and write the number 1 next to the one that must be completed first. And then add number 2, 3, 4, and so on until all your tasks have a number. So there's going to be some things like, obviously, if you're buying a paper diary, signing up to a gym, ordering your next Herbalife amount of product, ordering your ticket to a next STS. There's things that you definitely know, all right, that has to happen straight away. And then just keep numbering most important to least important, and eventually everything will have a number. So for you guys, you might only have 6 or 7 things on that list, or you might have, like me the first time, and I had about 42. So I was completely overwhelmed, but it was good and I made it happen. And then what you're going to do after you've done that is actually getting out your diary or your daily itinerary or whatever you use. So I have the Daily Greatness Business Planner, which I love. So I know some of you guys have a passion planner or just any of your paper diary or your online diary. This is something we might not have time to finish completely on the call, but you can at least make a start from it and you know exactly what to do. But yeah, so you want to get your planner out, open up to today, and then just you want to take number 1 and put that in tomorrow. Number 2 on the day after. So you want to have one item every single day. And so you just keep adding an item every single day until your whole list is done. Saying that, you do kind of want to be mindful because you might have one day where you are super ridiculous busy. Say you've got like a kids sports carnival you're volunteering at, or you've got uni, or you've got, you know, a 12-hour shift at work. Don't put that day down as, you know, spending 6 hours researching recruiting online or traveling down to the warehouse when you know you're not going to have time. It's got to fit your schedule too. But yeah, if you have to skip a day, just put 2 in the next day, if that makes sense. Hope so. It's hard not seeing everyone on video. Usually everyone nods when I get to this part and I can tell what everyone's doing. Or I get like a thumbs up or something, or they look just terrified and like they're going to vomit, but it all works out well. So yeah, you want to number them 1 and just continue that through. Then you want to just open your diary and start putting them in your dates. This way you are going to be, you know, sometimes we're like, I'm working, but we're not feeling productive and nothing's coming of it. And you're like, I'm still no closer to my goal. And suddenly it's 2 years later and you're still, you know, stuck at supervisor and you're going, what's going on? This method just makes sure that you are doing something every single day to grow your business. So for me, I actually have 2 businesses and then obviously I have family life. So I do a passion plan for my Herbalife business. I do one for my spray tanning business and family goals and stuff. Each day I have 1 activity for Herbalife, 1 activity for my tanning business, and 1 family activity. So my day might have do my follow-up with all my clients, and then it might have schedule my tanning social media posts, and then it might have take the kids to swimming lessons. So, you know, at the end of the day, you don't feel like you haven't done anything, and gradually it all just adds up and creates momentum. So write the corresponding due dates in your weekly layout. Use these as checkpoints to keep you on track. So you're literally going to have something to tick off every single day to grow your business, which feels amazing. And then you're going to work at it. So for this goal, you need to strive to do at least 1 productive thing every day before 10 a.m. to get you closer to your goal. Action before 10 a.m. is key, guys. Consistency is key. If you skip a day, be sure to make up for it the next day. I get it, life happens, but if you can get from your new wake up to 10 a.m. right, it sets your whole day up for success. And then you want to get your own 10 a.m. ritual down. So if you need to wake up and you need to listen to personal development for 30 minutes, that's how you have a good day. If you need to wake up and go for a walk, and that's how you have a good day. If you need to wake up, crank music and have a freaking amazing breakfast and that sets you up, do that. But pay attention. If you wake up and you're checking your phone or your messages and then your day's fucked from that onwards, recognize that and don't do it again. Create a new routine, create new habits. If you wake up and you snooze your alarm and you snooze your alarm and you snooze your alarm and then you have a shower and then you mess around, you check Facebook again and you realize your day's screwed, don't do that. Next day, get up and do something different to create your 10 a.m. ritual. Everything you do before 10 a.m., habits of success. And if you don't have the right habits, you're never going to succeed. So make sure you get that really right. Repeat this process for as many goals as you'd like. So you might have a serious health goal and a serious business goal at the same time. You might have a serious family relationship goal. Maybe you want to meet the partner you want to spend the rest of your life with, while you also want to compete in a marathon. Like, those are 2 completely incredible goals, and you can do 2 separate passion plans for that. It's completely okay. And then your extra credit, if you want to get really like balls to the wall serious about creating a freaking amazing 2018, like, you guys are all awesome, but if you're really ready to, this is the year that's going to change things for you. This is your extra credit. And this is fun because it's going to really make things scary. go on and change everything to the year before. So take it from lifetime, that's going to be your 3 years. Take 3 years to 1 year, so on, so on, and challenge yourself to meet those deadlines. We are about to run out of time, guys. I will post the recording up really soon. I hope you've had an amazing time. I wish I could go more into depth with this. And yeah, please post on Facebook or send me a message how you feel and what you've gotten out of this, because I know this completely blew my mind the first time I did it, and I just felt like I really had a roadmap to success finally for the first time in a long time. So have an amazing night, guys. You can come back to this and do it as many times as you need, and I will see you all at Spectacular in February. Bye.